What's up everyone, Master Fox here today, bringing you guys the second round of the Reddit 60 card Highlander tournament. I sped this up a little bit just because it was 35 minutes and I know you guys don't want to spend too long watching this video, but this is an interesting duel since my opponent is playing somewhat a similar deck to me, so it ends up like we actually figured out the same thing, I guess. So we came out to decks that plussed off of each card, and we were thinking that that would be the best strategy to go by. It's his first match too because he didn't have a opponent his first round, and so unfortunately this tournament wasn't well organized. But anyways, I have the Hedgehog, so I can start to make some plays. I do have the Shadow Game set as well, so I have a combo there. But I decide to summon Lumina and just go for the attack. And I hit a Marshmallow, unfortunately, so I'll be taking 1,000 damage here. I was really surprised. I didn't think that anyone would be running that, but to be honest, in a Highlander format, that is a very good card because it's not like you're going to be able to have your out at any given point in time. And so I pretty much just have to pass turn. I set my Solemn Warning. I still have my Sinister Shadow Games to trigger at any point in time. I'm not the greatest Shaddoll player, and at this point in time I didn't understand Shaddolls as well, so it's kind of a problem for me to figure out when exactly to activate Sinister Shadow Games. So he's sending King of the Swamp to the graveyard, so he's adding a Polymerization, so he's going for some sort of fusion play here. Taking a look at his extra deck. Yeah, I didn't get any too good of mills off of Lumina. I suppose I did get Jane. I'm just waiting for the opportune time and ability to drop this Blackluster Soldier. And he's still looking at his extra deck. He starts that Polymerization, so I assume that he had a plan in mind. I forgot whether he was running heroes in this deck, but he's fusing... Oh, so he was running heroes, yeah, so I did remember correctly. So he's fusing for Nova. He's probably going to attack over either Lumina or my face down, try to get some draws. Oh, he has Stratos as well. And so he's going to not get that search because I'm going to use Solemn Warning on that Stratos. I can't let him get that search and start to get some advantage going. That would be bad for me. But he can still try to get advantage out of this Nova Master getting that draw, which he does because he pushes damage through my Lumina. But should I use Sinister Shadow Games here? That is the question. And I believe yes, this is the opportune time to use Sinister Shadow Games. Send something like a Squamata, something to gain me advantage. Possibly a Dragon to pop that back row. Yeah, I think I'll pop that back row with Dragon, just so I don't have to deal with anything, and then I can use Hedgehog, and then use Hedgehog to use his search effect. Grab the Shaddoll Fusion, and now I can actually do stuff because he has a Nova Master on the field, so that's summoned from the extra deck, which is perfect. I can use Shaddoll Fusion on it. This was kind of the most annoying thing about the Duelist Alliance format for me. Just playing around Shaddoll Fusion is just not fun at all, and it's kind of unhealthy, which is why I guess Konami banned Construct just to deal with that deck. Because Shaddoll Fusion, in my opinion, is kind of a stupid card because of the way that it forces you to change your plays just because you're so scared of summoning a monster from the extra deck so that your opponent gets a free fusion summon. And they'll plus from the stuff from the grave as well. So it's kind of a silly card to have to play around. It's a weird card because it's only broken if your opponent plays into it, but it forces your opponent to play around it in such a way that it might as well be broken. It's kind of weird. I have a hard time pinning down where exactly the card should be, whether it should be limited or on the list at all, or is Construct taking the fall the better way? I don't really know. But anyways, I summon the Construct and get a draw from my Beast, and we have Construct on the field ready to bash over this Nova Master, which ends up turning the tide of the game for me. It looks like I'm in a pretty good position now, and that just goes to show you the ridiculous power of Shaddoll Fusion. I end up with a plus 3 on this guy from Shadal Fusion. And so attacking through the Nova Master, and that's pretty much all I can do. I can set the El Shadal Fusion just in case he uses something to try to target any of my Shadal monsters that I don't want. But he's able to stall, at least for now, since I can't beat over the Marshmallow. But the advantage is I do have my grave set up for Blackluster Soldier. So I can potentially just banish that Marshmallow, which is really annoying for me, and proceed to push in for my advantage. I might be able to get an OTK out of this potentially with the El Shadal Fusion, although I don't think so. I don't think I have enough damage to do so with 2 sets. Yeah, just banish with the Blackluster Soldier, and then I'm able to attack over that with the El Shadal Construct. It's a Squamata, so you can send something to the graveyard. And I'll just El Shadal Fusion. Now I'll have another Construct on the field. Whoa, did I just summon Wind off of that? That's major, major cheating right there. Well, sorry about this, guys. I did not realize that I misplayed this match or made such a major cheating mistake. But I don't believe that this changes the outcome of this match, as you'll see. So let's continue on. Imagine that if that had been a construct, he would have just taken 600 more damage. Although it's possible that the special summon locking out effect of Winda may be affecting his plays on this turn, but nothing as of yet is majorly changed by this. So let's just continue right on from here. I summon Card Trooper, mill 3. I hit a Kagna, which means I can send something from my deck to the graveyard. I believe I am running some of the Burning Abyss spells and traps. Yes, so I send a Fire Lake, possible to recover it in the future. Okay, I run into Clayman with the Card Trooper, so even with his boosted 1900 attack, he can't get over that. But Winda slash what's supposed to be Construct can get over the Clayman, and then I attack for 2800 as well. So it still looks like I have the main advantage in this game. Looks like I might be able to close this game out. But what is he saying? So yeah, maybe he top decked a Raigeki. Let's see, what is he? Oh, he's got the super polymerization. Yes, I remember this now. I was pretty mad at this because at this point it's irrelevant whether or not I had Construct or Winda out, because he could out both of them, and so he outs both of them to summon his own Construct and puts me in a pretty bad position from this. He gets his Construct and I get my Winda and Construct, although this puts me at a severe disadvantage right now because I just lost basically my entire field to that super polymerization. And this is basically why super polymerization was hit initially from 3 to 1 because of Shadal's, and then it was hit to, or it was banned after that because it's just a kind of an awkward card in terms of it's either really, really broken or not broken at all, and it all depends on the targets. And I ended up losing because of that super polymerization top deck. And so you guys can understand that that was the power of super polymerization back in the days of Shadal's. And before, heroes did use super polymerization, and a lot of people were ticked off when heroes used the card, but heroes weren't powerful enough to get the card hit because heroes weren't really meta or high tier meta at any prolonged point in time, while Shadal's, even without super polymerization, were already very, very powerful. And add in 3 super polymerizations and you have a really, really powerful and annoying deck. And so we go into game 2 from that game 1, where I get kind of sacked, but it's alright since I made a major cheating mistake anyways. But hopefully this time I start fresh and make some decent plays. Get some mills off of Card Trooper, we get another one from Minerva, and we get Calcab's effect. He's checking his extra deck. Yeah, so I'm just going to use Calcab, bounce back that back row. It's not like it really, really matters. unless it's something to respond to my Card Trooper. But even if it was something like a Mirror Force, I'd still get a draw from Card Trooper, unless it was a Dimensional Prison. This Marshmallow again, seriously, 2 games in a row, running into Marshmallow in turn 1, face down. This is pretty troll. But anyways, I set 2, and not much I can do, I just pass it over to him. Chaos Sorcerer is live though, so I'm able to make a response next turn, and at least remove that Marshmallow. I guess this is kind of playing out like the first game where I used Blackluster Soldier to remove his Marshmallow, I believe. And it's ironic because we're running 60 card decks, and yet somehow in our opening hand of 5 or 6 cards, we opened pretty similar to what we did last time. He opened a Marshmallow, I opened a Chaos Monster, but anyways, milling 3, getting our so-so mills. Yeah, okay, so I can negate his Marshmallow's effect with Alec and attack over it. Get rid of it. Not much else I can really do. I set the Rico, probably just to get a few more mills and maybe get some names in the graveyard, get more monsters in the graveyard. Technically, Chaos Sorcerer is ready to go whenever, but I'm just waiting for the opportune moment to drop it down. He destroys my Card Trooper and attacks over my face down. I have Rico. I can pop his Squamata. Mill 3. Hit 2 Shaddoll cards as well as Cold Wave. I get Hedgehog's effect. Search out one of my Shaddoll monsters. I guess Falco is the best one to search here. I do have El Shaddoll Fusion in hand, and I could go for a Winda, actually for real this time, using Chaos Sorcerer if I wanted to. Here I guess the best move is probably, yeah, summon Ice Hand, run over whatever this might be. Just okay, so it's a Penguin Soldier, so I get bounced back to my hand. Get sent to the graveyard. Basically nothing happened. I could have summoned the Jane as well, but I chose to use the Ice Hand instead, just in case he had something in his back row to destroy it. Elemental Hero Flash. This is an interesting card to run even in Highlander because it's not very good in my opinion. But I'm able to run over his Elemental Hero here. Oh no, he has a Dimensional Prison, which is the perfect answer to the hands. And Dimensional Prison is actually very, very good in Highlander, just because it's one of those trap cards that does a lot for what it is. Okay, so he negates the inherent summon of Chaos Sorcerer using Solemn Judgment, bringing him down to half his life points at 4,000. He summons Sparkman and is just going straight into beatdown mode with his Elemental Heroes, basically Jaden style. And my back row can't really respond to much, but I can respond to this. Stop the Exciton Knight right here. And that brings me down to 1,200 life points though, so I have to be able to make something out of this right now, or else this is going to be game over for me. Summoning Jane is probably the only option I have here. I can still use El Shaddoll Fusion at a later point in time. And yes, I can actually go for a game right here. El Shaddoll Fusion, sending the Falco, going to Construct. That's more damage than his life points. And this should have ended, yeah, this should end the game right here. And yes, with that, I'm right back in the game, 1-1. So we go to an exciting game 3. See, I won that second game legitimately. Although the first game, either way, it would have been fine anyway. So I don't think I lost too much credibility here. So looks like he's opting to go second. So I'm going first here. He wants that extra card, I guess. It's not like I can get much setup here. It would be really funny if he had the Marshmallow on again. I don't quite remember if he did, although I doubt it. That would be pretty crazy if he had a first turn 3 games in a row. Anyways, I don't open up very well, and I basically just have to set 1 and pass. Not like my Sinister Shadow games is going to be able to do much. I would just have to chain it here to this Heavy Storm. Send something like a Beast or a Falco. Either one would be okay. Yeah, I send the Beast. That makes sense. You get the draw, because the Falco summoning itself to the field, it might just get run over and it won't get much utility out of it. He has the Summoner Monk. Is he going into Shadow Mist for Dark Law? I think that would probably be what would be run in this deck. He's still looking through. I don't quite remember, but I think that's what you would go for here. Yeah, see, he's going for the Shadow Mist. He'll get a +1, grabbing Mass Change, and then he can set it and go for Dark Law next turn. And I try to do anything. Yeah, Dark Law is a very, very good card. It doesn't really matter what format you're playing in. In Highlander, he's even more difficult to deal with, so he becomes even more powerful. So he sets one card, probably the Mass Change. There's not really anything I can do about it in particular. Right here, I can go into Dante. I can summon the Alec and then special the Rubik, go into Dante. Or I can go into a Virgil and try to spin one of them back. But he can always respond with Dark Law first. Yeah, see, he's going to respond with the Mass Change into Dark Law. It leaves me with a difficult choice because going into Virgil is not very good here because I lose both Burning Abyss monsters. Although Virgil can deal with Dark Law right away. Dante could as well because you can detach and mill, although everything milled would be banished. But he would go up to 2500 still, I believe, and be able to run over Dark Law. So I don't remember what I do here. But from a hindsight standpoint, or what I'm thinking now, I think I would go with Dante. Yeah. Just because you lose less resources than if you went with Virgil, you would lose both. Yeah. Dante's always been a good card. Even to this day, Dante's very, very strong. I guess I go for the defensive option with Dante. I don't think that's the most opportune play. I think the best one would have just been to just mill and banish everything and run over the Dark Law. But anyways, this is my future self commenting on a play I made a year ago. And yeah, so that was a mistake, I think. This Dante gets blown back by Castell, materials get banished, and I get nothing out of that Dante. And that's a major mistake. And I think that cost me. And he's fusing something I missed with Clayman. Probably going to Gaia, I guess, then. Yeah, he's going into Elemental Hero Gaia. And he's put a lot of damage on the board. 2000. It's near lethal. I don't think it's quite lethal. I'm living with 400 life points. But yeah, I made a major mistake there. There's not much I can do right here, though, because Monster Reborn, I guess I could go into a rank 4. Maybe Exciton Knight? Exciton Knight is a possibility. Yeah, because I can... or I could summon the Beast and use El Shaddai Fusion. But I think because the card counts are quite close. He's 4 and I'm at 5 right now. If I summon one of his monsters... Oh, if I summon a Summoner Monk, that would be useful too. Because I could summon a monster from my own deck by ditching something useless in my hand. Like the Cold Wave, for example. Yeah, so I can ditch the Cold Wave and then summon something from my deck. I think I have my own Shadow Mist in the deck. I think so, because I'm running a Hero Engine, so I have my own Shadow Mist that I could just summon out the Shadow Mist and search the Mass Change as well. Or actually, no, I don't think I was running a Shadow Mist. I was only running Mass Change second to use on my Dark monsters. So unfortunately, I don't think I could do that play. But I could just summon a level 4 monster. And I could go into a Synchro. The only level 8 I have is Stardust, though. See, if I go into Exciton, I will have the same number of monsters, or the same number of cards total, so I can't use Exciton's effect. Stardust is probably the best option here, or not even the best, but it's the only option I have, because it's the only level 8 synchro that I'm running. But now with Dark Law offline, I have a little bit of breathing room, but not that much since I'm at 400 life points. Basically anything he does that he can run over any of my field, and I've lost this game. So yeah, that was a major misplay. He drops the Black Lesser Soldier in defense position, fearing Mirror Force, I guess, but he can banish my Stardust. Can't really do anything about that. And I have nothing set that can answer anything on his side of the field. And it looks like it's game over for me, unfortunately. But this was overall a very, very interesting tournament, even though it only lasted 2 rounds. There was a lot of learning involved, and what exactly would be the best strategies and the best decks wasn't exactly clear to me. But now looking from a future standpoint, I think something like Burning Abyss, Phantom Knights, those kinds of engines would be very, very good in this format. And I would like to play more of this format in the future. Just learning more about individual cards I think is important for a format like this, where you have to rely on singletons most of the time. This deck I have here is alright, but it's not the best because a lot of the cards are combo-centric. Looking at a card like Fire Lake and other cards like that, it kind of relies on a lot of combos, which is not exactly what you want in a 60-card Highlander format. But anyways, I think I've spent enough time on this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.